bedtime sleep issues?
We have good nights and bad nights.
She was up till 11, defiant.
It's in and out of bed to my bed.
He will not sleep on his own.
Sleep problems are one of the most common difficulties for parents.
How much sleep does my child need?
Children aged 5 to 9 need about 10 to 11 hours sleep a night, so 5-year-olds closer to 11, 9-year-olds closer to 10. So the best way to work out a bedtime for your child is to think about when do they typically wake up. So if your child usually wakes up about 6 a.m, work backwards. You want them to be asleep at 8 p.m. That means really in their bedroom, winding down, getting ready at about 7:30.
How can I help my child get to sleep?
Do give them the chance to run off steam and let off their energy, but make it earlier in the day, before the evening meal. So no rough and tumble play or physically active games just before bedtime.
We've had the same routine with them for basically since birth.
Obviously toilet, bathroom to brush the teeth, into bed, a story. We have a story every night.
I start winding her down about 6 o'clock, and then about 6:30 I'll give her a bath, read her a couple of stories, and by 7 o'clock she's out like a light.
My husband always worked late, so I didn't get them off to bed early. They waited up to see Daddy.
If your child's very demanding of your attention at bedtime, it could be that they feel they're not getting time with you, particularly one-to-one time during the day. So have a think about whether there's some periods of time, it doesn't have to be a long time, that you can put aside for them before the evening meal perhaps, and really boost up that quality time together.
I don't want to go to bed because I like it downstairs so I can play with my mama.
Your child might rebel at first, but stick to your guns, keep doing it, and very quickly they'll come to recognise and enjoy their routine, and it really will help them get off to sleep more quickly.
Can you not pull it?
Once you've decided when it's time to put your child into their bed and you're ready to kiss them goodnight, think about a little catchphrase for yourself. It could be "good night, sleep tight," or "it's time to sleep now." Use that every single night and it'll act as a signal to your child that they really do need to sleep now.
How can I help my child cope with nightmares?
I normally have nightmares, but I just shut my eyes, but I really don't sleep.
Most children will have nightmares at one time or another, and it can be quite distressing for them and you as a parent when you go into the room and they're crying and upset. So if your younger child wakes up with a nightmare, go into them straight away, give them a big cuddle and reassure them that you're nearby and you'll come as soon as you're needed. At times like this, younger children will sometimes have a difficulty separating the nightmare from their everyday life. So you could talk to them about a nightmare being a bit like watching a movie or reading a story. They're experiencing it, but it's not happening to them. With older children, talk to them straight away about what's the content of their nightmare, and perhaps you can reassure them. At a quieter moment, you want to talk it through again and perhaps help them to find a different ending to that story. So if it's ended in disaster, perhaps they can be the hero and solve the problem, and that'll transfer into the nightmares if they have them again. When nightmares persist, if they keep going, it might be that something underlying is bothering your child. So spend some time in the day asking them about any difficulties they might have. Perhaps it's a school problem, there could be bullying, or an anxiety about something in the home. Another big sleep issue for parents is children waking in the night and pitter-pattering into your bed to sleep. It disturbs your sleep and theirs. Now it's your choice whether you want your child to sleep in bed with you or not. If you don't, there's an easy way to solve it. What you need to do is every single time they get into bed with you is calmly and gently guide them back to their own bed. You might want to say your catchphrase, so sleep tight, good night, or whatever it is, and then you leave them to it. Now the first few nights you may need to do it a lot of times, but if you persist and stay calm about it, they will eventually stay in their own bed and you'll both get a good night's sleep.
It's essential that the parents get their break and get their rest and preparation for the next day.
Bedtimes can be positive. It's a fantastic opportunity to snuggle up and have quiet, loving time with your child, have a story together, hear about their day perhaps.
Good night, sweetie.